from Chaos Radio, and we have Will Powell in the studio.
Hello.
Hope everyone is keeping well.
Sunshine on My Feet single coming up next. Talk us about it.
That was written actually through lockdown, which is when I kind of had time to get a lot of stuff organised. You know, there was not really much to do, was there? Tidy the house or whatever, and I got little demos on my phone that I keep, and some of them are just a verse and a chorus with half-finished lyrics or temporary lyrics, and I sat down and finished it in my bedroom, just as a lot of people do, with a little acoustic guitar, and it's I was fleeting from Cornwall and Nottingham, and I don't think I could be in Cornwall at the time because of lockdowns and whatever, and it's just a song about my love of Cornish beaches, that solitude sometimes you can get if you know the right beaches, you know, the ones where they're not packed, and it's just a feeling of contentment in the height of summer, and when I was looking out and it looked like the Caribbean. I think that's what the song's about, really. It's got a kind of this is probably the least country thing you're going to play on this show. This is more, I suppose it's more reggae ska.
Is it? That's good.
If it's anything, but why not?
Why not? Absolutely. And when did you release it? When did you write it and release it?
Like I say, written probably towards the back end of COVID and all that mess, and I released it a year and a half ago, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Seems to be the one that people like. I wanted to put something in that was more accessible and not too indulgent and morbid. It's more happy sounding, I guess, but it's still, you know, it's got that bit of sentiment of sadness and longing because I wasn't in Cornwall, you know, and I think it's just where I was at the time, really, just like everyone, all the places you wanted to see and go and you couldn't. So I think there's a bit of that, and just wanted to write a catchy song.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
But no, I wanted to ask you as well. So I always find this a little bit of a tricky situation, being a musician and songwriter myself. I always struggle with the concept that as musicians, we become far more efficient at songwriting, and we can spiel out a load of songs when we're going through heartbreak, when we're going through sadness, emotional turmoil, all that kind of stuff. And that kind of usually creates sad songs. I mean, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And how do you feel? I find, obviously, people like to listen to feel-good songs probably the majority of the time, probably 70% of the time at least. How do you... I struggle with it myself, but do you purposely sometimes go, hang on a minute, I've released too many sad songs, I need to change this? And it is a hard one, isn't it? I mean, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, because you just want to be natural, and whatever you've written at that time, that's you know, that's what you were feeling. But actually, you said most people want to listen to happy songs. I think some of the best songs are disguised. They're kind of ironic. They might have happy melodies and in a major key, but actually sometimes the lyrics are about desperation. You know, something like Help, or actually if you listen to a lot of happy songs that you think are happy, something like Bad Moon Rising, which is about the end of the world, you know.
Yeah, very, very true.
You know, it's
very
kind
true.
of adds that irony. But I do think probably the best songs do come times of despair, because maybe it's just your subconscious rather than you being in a great mood and forcing it. And if something comes naturally, I think, and that's me trying to sound natural saying that. If you start trying to write with a formula, I think that's when it becomes a bit bland.
Yeah.
You know, you're forcing on, you know, if you stumble on an idea and it happens to fall into a certain chord pattern, I think that's, the best ones are just fall out the sky.
They do.
I'm not saying I've written the best ones, but hopefully one day.
One day. But no, I totally agree. And I was having this chat with a lady from Australia. I was doing an interview with a lady from Australia, and she said to me, I didn't realise until halfway through the interview that she was a songwriter herself, and actually a very good, like, songwriter and had written quite a lot of decent songs. I had no idea before the interview. And I said to her, Sam Ray Lee, her name is, and fantastic songwriter, check out some of her music. And I said to her, and it came out like naturally during the interview, and I just said, sometimes it feels like we're the messenger. Sometimes it's that easy to write a song that you feel like the messenger.
Yeah, almost if
and it's just going
like
through.
It's already been written. Like, you know, you're putting the pieces of a puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's weird.
Sometimes
it's bizarre.
just goes through you, and your hands go in, and you're like, oh wow, it's done. It's done.
Song like Yesterday, Paul McCartney just woke up and it was in his head. You know, something like that. You know,
my fingers hesitating over the button.
Right.
That's right. So yeah, talk us through it. You've already talked us through it.
Yeah.
Basically, the idea of Cornwall having the sunshine on your feet, basically.
Yeah, just, you know, when you get that vitamin, is it vitamin D? You get from
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D, maybe the bit of that. Just, you know, a natural high.
Well, without further ado, please do introduce the song yourself.
This is Sunshine on My Feet by Will Powell.
I like this.
I can feel the sunshine on my feet, and there's no one there to bother me, 'cause these days I'm somewhat in retreat from the lies in this life I lead. I can feel the seaweed between my toes when I'm at that place that no one knows. I can store an image in my head of this time, of this place, it's in my head. Maybe here's some time, oh, it sure feel nice to have my fresh share, a slice of love, and know what it feels like. I can smell the city on my clothes, reminds me of concrete and the old meadows. And I wonder if you think about me like the way I still think about you. Maybe here's some time, oh, it sure feel nice to have my fresh share, a slice of love, and know what it feels like. I can feel the sunshine on my feet, and there's no one there to bother me, 'cause these days I'm somewhat in retreat from the lies in this life I lead.
Playing the best country music. It's Chaos Country with Tom Cary.